My name's Trevor Joseph, you're watching Rolling Slow Media, and today I want to talk about my Mk6 Golf R, my daily driver. Now, I've had this car for just over 10 years and it's been an absolute phenomenal car. This car has ticked so many boxes and been the most reliable car that I've ever owned. And one of the questions that I've kind of been asking myself is, why have I kept this car for 10 years? What's kept me from selling this car? What do I buy next? And if you are in the market for a Golf, should you choose a Golf 6R? Anyway, let's jump into the video, guys. I hope you like this one. Don't forget to like and subscribe, turn on notifications so you don't miss an upload. Let's get into this one. Before I get into why I've owned this car for such a long time, I just want to talk about the spec of this car. So this is a 2010 Volkswagen Golf Mk6 R. The Mk6 and the Mk5 are pretty much identical. The Mk6 was basically a facelift of the Mk5. They sort of improved on the Mk5 and just, made a few tweaks, a few styling changes. So essentially it's like a Mk 5.5, but they badged it the Mk6. The Mk6 was made from 2009 to 2012 before it was preceded by the Mk7, and the Mk7s are everywhere. Mk7 Golf R has got to be one of the most popular hot hatches. So this is a Mk6 2010. It has 270 brake horsepower. This car does a 0 to 60, I think around about 4.5 to 5 seconds. This engine can also be found in the Audi TTs, in the Audi A3s or the S3s. And it's a super reliable engine. So I normally do Porsche content. Most Porsche owners that I know, they have a daily driver. Yeah, this is my daily driver. Bought it from Volkswagen in Oxford. It had 35,000 miles on it, and since then it's been absolutely amazing. I've done road trips, I've done track days, I've helped my kids go to and from school and uni. It's been a real workhorse, and it's now come time for me to sell it. In the time that I've owned it, I've only really maintained it. I've never had any mechanical problems other than I've had to change a rear caliper, the passenger side seat, but that's quite a common problem with these cars. So other than that, this car has been the most practical, reliable thing that I've owned. Being a Volkswagen fanboy, there's no way I was going to keep this car standard. I've added coilover suspension, it's got a stage 1 Evo remap, and it's got a Miltec exhaust. So the car's pushing out around, I think, 310, 320. It's probably lost a couple of those horses in the last 10 years. It's got really good performance, and I think that's kind of been one of the reasons why I've struggled to move on. It's like a car that can keep up with most sports cars and supercars on the road. I mean, I use this as my I use it as my camera car. Basically, all the video that I do when I'm filming Porsches and we're going down country lanes, I've got a camera strapped to this car, and it pretty much keeps up with those cars. So it's a real capable car, which is, again, makes it a real difficult. It makes it really hard to think of a reason to get rid of it. Tyres, I'm running Michelin Pilot Sport 5s, which I recently put on, and they've really transformed the car's handling. The car has amazing grip. It being 4-wheel drive, as soon as you put your foot down, especially from a standing start, this car has no wheel spin at all. And it's just a great fun car to play with. I mean, compared to today's hot hatches, I think 300 brake is sort of middle of the road. Most hot hatches now are pushing sort of north of 350. You got the RS3s, you got the Focus, you got the new BMWs. So for a 10-year-old car, or I'd say a 14-year-old car, because this is a 2010, it's really capable. So why have I kept this car for 10 years? Is when you do get a car that does tick all the boxes, you're not really looking at anything else. And if you want more performance out of this, you could do a stage 2 tune, maybe a stage 3. But yeah, for most people, I think box standard stock is fine. A stage 1 is just as usable and just as fun. But I think it is time for me to move on from this car. A couple of the cars I've been considering are the Volkswagen Golf Mk6 R, maybe the 7.5, a BMW M2, BMW M4. Those prices are starting to come down now. I've got a budget of around 18 to 26, 27. There is quite a lot you can get in that region. Maybe an RS3. However, I did test drive one, and as much as I love that car and the engine is the real party piece of that car, it didn't really feel any more different than a Golf. It's just basically a Golf with 5 cylinders and a 2.5 5-cylinder engine, which sounds absolutely nuts. So yeah, I'm really not too sure what to get. If you are after a hot hatch, should you consider a Mk6? After 10 years of ownership of this car, I would say yes. This car ticks way more boxes than any other hatch that you can find. For the money, you'll get performance, you'll get handling. I think the cars look great. And one important fact about the Mk6 Golf, these cars are rare. You'll hardly see any of these on the road. You will see Mk7s all day long. Mk7s, Mark 7.5s, you will see them all day long. The Mk6, you very rarely see them. So not only are you getting a daily usable hot hatch, but you're getting something that's a little bit special. So I would definitely consider this car, after owning it, if I was to advise anybody to buy a car, I would definitely consider this as a car to go for. Anyway, it's getting a little bit dark, but I'll just give you a little walk around on the interior wise. Yeah, it comes with a full leather interior. It has the DSG paddles. I've just added some extra paddle to them, which, yeah, it just kind of gives it a nice feel, really. Nothing much really going on in here from standard. I've changed the stereo. It's now a Pioneer, and yeah, literally can't really fault it. The original one just aged badly. Back seats, there is loads of room. If obviously you're not taller than 6 foot, like, you've just got bags of room back here, which again is one of the reasons why I've kind of kept this car when I've taken the kids to uni, to school, if I'm going out with a few friends. Like, you can always pack a few people in the back of this car and still keeps the performance. That's the nutty thing about this car. It's like it still has performance no matter how much you got in this car, you know. But yeah, bags of room. I'm loving the leather interior in this as well. What do I get? What do I get, guys? Honestly, I've got no clue. Boot space. This thing again has bags of boot space. You know how many airport runs I've done in this car, and I've gotten like 3-4 suitcases in the back, bar you need to take off the parcel shelf. But yeah, I definitely need something that can haul a lot of suitcases, because yeah, my kids are always going abroad. They go away more than I do. So yeah, I'm really kind of stuck now. What do you reckon in the comments below? What should I get? Ultimately, it's got to be a fun daily drive. I love my Porsche, but there's no way I could daily drive that car. It would just cost too much money to add fuel. Plus, the back seats are tiny. You ain't getting anyone in the back of that. And yeah, lowering it has kind of compromised the ride somewhat. It's nice on a nice smooth flat road, but yeah, you take it on any sort of bumpy, gravelly B roads, and after a while it kind of just gets a bit annoying. Hence why you have a daily driver. So yeah, let me know in the comments below what you think I should get, because it is time to change this. I've loved this car, man. This car's been just so good. Like, I can't fault it. I can't find a fault with this thing, honestly. So yeah, let me know, what do you think? What should I get? Anyway, I'll leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this one, and if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll catch up later. Peace, take care. You've been watching Rolling Slow Media.